Well, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to today's D-Link for Business webinar, looking at our range of wireless networking products. It's great to have you here with us today, wherever you might be tuning in from. My name is Phil Tarbox. I'm the National Sales Manager for D-Link Business Solutions, and I've got a wide range of guests that are joining us today for a conversation around the D-Link for Business range of wireless networking products. We are recording today's session, so you can find that later on our YouTube channel. Just very simply go to YouTube and search for D-Link Australia or D-Link New Zealand. Navigate yourself to playlists, click on webinars, and you'll find all the webinars that we've run over the last 5 months or so as well. It's a whole range of topics from some technical training sessions on switching on wireless, as well as some product updates on wireless, on switching, and also on some surveillance cameras as well. It's my great pleasure to also to have my colleague Ilya along with us as well. Ilya is going to be ready at the end to answer any tricky questions that that happen to come up during the time. I should say, if you do have any questions during the webinar, we will be answering those questions right at the end of the webinar. I think most of us are pretty familiar with the Zoom platform, which we're using for this. You'll find in Zoom at either the top or the bottom of your screen a little box that comes up and says Q&A. So please type your question in there and we will get to that question right at the end of today's session. So we look forward to answering those. Ilya, welcome. Great to have you here with us today. We've also got three of D-Link for Business partners that are with us today as well. So greetings to Adam Andary, Managing Director at Raging Technology from Adelaide. It is a good morning to you, Adam. Richard Harvey, Managing Director from Junction City in Melbourne. Richard, great to have you with us here today. And lastly, from the greater nation state of Queensland, Mark Pearce, the CEO from Centrefit, based up in Brisbane. Mark, great to have you here with us this morning. So a little bit later on in today's webinar, we'll be hearing from each of those individuals as well. So here's a quick run through as to how today's session is going to go. So a quick overview on who D-Link are. Going to dive a little bit deeper into the range of wireless networking products that we do have, and it is something that has been growing quite a bit during the course of 2020. So I look forward to sharing some new products and some newer technologies that you may or may not be familiar with. We'll then have a discussion with Adam regarding choosing the right solution for your customer. We'll be hearing from Richard, talking about his experience of being a partner with D-Link. And then Mark will share some of his experience about training and certification of D-Link, and how D-Link has worked with him and his team to help his business to be able to grow as well. We'll have a quick look at the D-Link Partner Program towards the end, and then we will get through to your questions and answers. So please keep that Q&A coming through during the webinar. When you see something that you want to ask a question on, please at that point pop that question in, and we will get to that right at the end of the session today. So without any further ado, let's get started. So why D-Link for Business? Why is D-Link a brand that or a vendor that you may want to work with? Well, it's certainly been around for a long time, since 1986, right at the very beginning of really, I guess, Ethernet networking technology. One of the organisations that has been around a very, very long time in this space. And certainly back in 1986, there was no home consumer networking. It was all about building networking products for business customers. And that has very much been our pedigree and our mandate since day one, is to go about building networking products that are going to be great for the SME and the mid-market and enterprise type customer. Of course, we have a very successful home consumer networking business as well. It's great being involved with an organisation that is so broad and covers so many different types of products. So we've had some great achievements, and certainly according to Gartner, we're ranked #1 worldwide for standalone wireless access points and #3 worldwide for gigabit switch ports shipped. This is a great achievement for our organisation and one that we're very, very proud of. We've got a fantastic range of networking products going across the core of the network with 10, 25, 40 and 100 gigabit Ethernet switched products. Of course, we've got a fantastic range of edge networking products, which many of you will be familiar with. Of course, a lot of those now with 10 gigabit uplinks. Of course, PoE and PoE Plus is very much a big driver of Ethernet networking today, which of course, wireless access points, which we're here to talk about today. All of these devices run on power over Ethernet. Of course, we've got a very big range of wireless networking product, which we'll learn about in a little bit more detail with managed standalone and also cloud managed networking products. And of course, IP surveillance makes up a good proportion of our business with both indoor and outdoor cameras and software and hardware based network video recorders as well. That's certainly a reason why our partners enjoy working with us and working with our team is the wide range of product which we have available. One thing that we put a lot of effort into, and certainly big hats off to Ilya and to the technical training team, is to delivering very comprehensive training that we've done across Australia nationally for a very long time. Of course, this year has been a year like no other. It's been somewhat challenging to be able to deliver these courses that people have come to expect from D-Link, being somewhat vendor agnostic, getting down to some first principles of networking in each of these areas. But we've been really pleased to deliver some excellent and new content for our customers and for our partners online. Of course, you can find all of that content available on our YouTube channel. Something we really pride ourselves on is over and above support, which we provide to our partners and to our customers as well. I guess these come into three areas we like to call the three shields of the D-Link for Business team. A limited lifetime warranty, which we provide on all of our D-Link for Business range of networking product. Next business day advanced replacement, which is provided as standard, again on the entire range of D-Link for Business networking product. There's no additional cost, no additional support contract that you need to take out. All of that is provided as standard. And of course, what goes along with that is lifetime technical support. And for anybody who happens to be a D-Link for Business partner, you get direct access into our level 2 and level 3 support team, which is based out of our Sydney office, where I'm based out of. Of course, for people that have been dealing with us for some time, you'll have come across our pre-sales engineers, Aaron Bilton and David Urbano, and both of those gentlemen are very much a credit to our organisation. And I know that many of you have come to rely on the support and the knowledge that David and Aaron are able to provide on the D-Link for Business range of networking product. So let's have a look at the range of D-Link for Business wireless networking product. So when looking at talking about the range of product, there was it really came down as to how you choose to go and manage our access points, which is really the I guess the kind of the key way in terms of separating the products that we have. And there's four key ways that you can manage D-Link wireless access points. Both our managed, our unified wireless access points and our DAP series of wireless access points are able to be used as standalone devices. We then have, going over our range of DAP series access points, a fairly new way of managing these devices, which is either a piece of software or hardware called Nucleus Connect. That's certainly proving to be quite popular, and Mark from Centrefit will speak a little bit more as to how he is utilising and is planning to utilise Nucleus Connect for his business and for his customers. We then have our range of unified or controller devices, which manage our unified range of access points, the DWL series of product. There's certainly some benefits that come along with using a controller in a network. And last but not least, we've got our Nucleus Cloud range of management, which encompasses not only wireless, but also switches and some additional products which will be announced later this year as well. So here's a quick snapshot of our standalone range of wireless networking products. There's 4 devices in this range at the moment. There will be some additional devices that will be launching before the end of the year, which in due course we will announce those to the market. A couple of devices which are quite similar, the DAP 2610 and 2680. The 2680 is the newer of the two with a higher performance wireless AC. It's a Wave 2, AC Wave 2 access point. One of the more exciting products in this range is the DAP 2620, which is a wall plate access point, which is doing really well in hospitality. We've got a number of customers that are installing these in hotel rooms, replacing the Ethernet ports which are coming into that hotel room, giving some additional flexibility for the customer as well. We've then got our outdoor point-to-point access point, the DAP 3666. That's been shipping for a couple of months now. Nice IP rating on that, IP68. All of these devices are PoE powered by the first PoE standard, 802.3 AF, so they're not drawing a huge amount of PoE power. Now, the great things about this range of product is that all of these devices are compatible with the Nucleus Connect management platform. So Nucleus Connect gives you some additional features in there. Certainly, there's improved roaming from clients between access points, and also a captive portal is added in there for guest access, and with the ability to be able to bill some of those services out as well. Nucleus Connect is delivered in a couple of ways. Either with an on-premise piece of software which is installed on a customer-provided server or PC, or as you can see down in the bottom left-hand side of the screen, there is the DNH100 controller appliance, which has the Nucleus Connect software pre-installed on it. Really user-friendly interface, some great analytics and reporting that comes out in real time on that. It does support both multi-site and also multi-tenant architecture. With the Nucleus Connect Hub, the hardware appliance, that will support up to 100 devices. That's not 100 clients, but 100 devices, so 100 access points. Later in the year, there will be support added for some of our switching products, and there'll be some additional devices which will come onto that product through 2021 as well. Things like IP surveillance cameras and so on. So able to support up to 100 D-Link devices connected to that one. If you are running the Nucleus Connect software platform, you are able, that is able to support 1,000 concurrent devices connected to that. Again, still with that same multi-site and multi-tenant architecture in the back end as well. Nucleus Connect does give you the ability to log into it, to monitor all of these things from a cloud dashboard, or of course you can do that from a local PC as well. Captive portal is certainly proving very popular. Aaron's got a number of customers in Victoria which have been using this particular one, so with a fully customizable portal page for guests and the ability to be able to take payment for that Wi-Fi access as well. Over and above, again, it doesn't matter whether you're using the Nucleus Connect appliance or the Nucleus Connect software. You also are able to manage and monitor and even go and set up your network using an app that operates in both the Apple platform and also on the Google platform as well. So certainly commend Nucleus Connect to you. if you have got a small to medium-sized installation and you are wanting to put some management in there, and the customer is looking for some low-cost options for that. So Nucleus Connect is backwards compatible to a number of our access points. A couple of recently end-of-life products in Australia are the DAP 2660 and the DAP 3662. It might also surprise some of you to see some of these older devices like the DAP 2695, which was a fairly old device. I think that was discontinued perhaps even before the time that I joined D-Link around about 3 years ago. There is also support for that particular device as well. So it would be remiss of me not to talk about a promotion that we are running on the D&H 100 at the moment. To give you an idea, the RRP on the D&H 100 appliance is $349.95. We are offering one of those at no cost if you do purchase 3 of our DAP series access points. That free unit is redeemable from your distributor that you're purchasing from at the time of purchase. So that offer is running until the end of September. So that may well be something that might be of interest to you. So a couple of key product highlights. So the DAP 2680, you touched on this one just a little bit before. Dual band access point up to 1700 meg and AC 1750 802.11 AC Wave 2 access point. Does support multi-user MIMO. We'll talk a little bit about multi-user MIMO a little bit later on as well. That's certainly a product worthwhile looking at. Here's one of our newer products that many of you may not have seen before, the DAP 2620, a wall plate access point ideal for hospitality. So it is, of course, a PoE powered access point. So of course you power that with one Ethernet connection coming in. It does also give you a couple of outputs as well. So great in a hotel room type situation where you will get a RJ11 pass-through port and also a gigabit Ethernet pass-through port as well. So great for connecting a phone to, great for connecting a smart TV in a hotel room as well. Of course, these are quite discreet, so they're not a large device, and for hospitality, it can utilize existing cabling, which has already been run. If you do have any questions about installing these inside of hospitality, Aaron Bilton, our pre-sales engineer down in Victoria, has got a great amount of experience with these. He's got a couple of these running in his home and has got a number of hotels and motels which are using these devices, as well. Aaron's details will be on the screen a little bit later on towards the conclusion or the Q&A session of our presentation. So that's the Nucleus Connect range of product. Great opportunity for you to get one of those at no cost to yourself. If you were to purchase 3 access points, we will have an NFR offer available to people that have attended today's webinar as well. So there'll be details of that later on in the session today too. Okay. All right, moving on to our controller-based or unified management or unified wireless networking range of product. So just a quick look at the controllers which use these. So a lot of people will say to us, why would I use this? Where would I go and use a wireless LAN controller? Certainly for many customers going into a large network, it's very appropriate to use one of these when you've got a significant amount of access points that you need to manage. DWC 1000 as our smaller product can manage up to 66 access points. The 2000 can manage up to 256 access points. There is the ability to be able to stack or to cascade these controllers together if indeed you do have a larger wireless network. So certainly for large networks going into places like schools, universities, aged care facilities, we've got many customers that are utilizing these products in those types of scenarios. Might also surprise you that there's a lot of people that do use these controllers, particularly the DWC1000, in smaller installations. Perhaps a network as small as 1 or 2 access points where it's being installed in, say, a central business district, an area where there's a lot of other Wi-Fi around, where there's a lot of radio frequency, co-channel interference, all of these sorts of things, which of course can degrade the performance of Wi-Fi and really affect the user experience. So the controller is really able to ensure automatically that the appropriate channels are being used. It goes out and scans. It has a listen and looks for neighbouring access points, and will then go and choose the appropriate channel as required. Of course, all the things that you'd expect off here. Captive portal is in here. Reporting is in these devices. Very simple, easy to use GUI, step-by-step setup wizard, and an interface which is also touchscreen friendly as well. So that is our range of wireless controllers, the DWC 1000 and 2000, with an RRP of $999 and $2799. Going along with those is a range of managed access points. As I mentioned at the beginning, all of these access points can be used as standalone devices, but more often than not, they're used in conjunction with one of the 1000 or the 2000 series controller. Very, very soon we'll be receiving our first shipment of the DWL 8720. It's an AC 1300 Wave 2 outdoor wireless access point. It's IP67 rated. You can see here on the picture that there's a couple of antennas on this unit. Those things do ship with the product. However, they do not need to be used. So it can run. It does have built into it some omnidirectional antennas, which are built into the body of the access point. Of course, with those N-type connectors, you could connect a very, very specific high gain directional or medium gain directional antenna if you needed to set up a short to medium to long range wireless bridge or point-to-point installation, which of course is where a lot of these outdoor Wi-Fi things happen to be used. We're expecting our first shipment of those in just a couple of weeks' time. So do keep a lookout for the DWL 8720. One device I just wanted to draw your attention to, which is certainly proving very popular with Aaron and David, our pre-sales engineers, is the DWL 7620 AP. More often than not, this will be the wireless access point that they recommend. And certainly with inside a school, a K through 12 education institution, where this particular device is particularly useful in a high density Wi-Fi environment. So that can be both for a number of users or an environment where there's a significant number of clients that are connecting to it. With inside school classrooms, of course, most classes have 25 to 30 students, but often those students will have 1, 2, or 3 devices which they may be connecting to the wireless network. And any of us that have been around with Wi-Fi for some time, we all know that the more wireless users which are connecting to a wireless access point, we know that the poorer the user experience is going to be. RF or Wi-Fi typically only enables one user to talk at any given time. So the more Wi-Fi radios I have available means the more users I can actually have connected. So the best thing about this particular product, and where this has been really popular within schools, is that this is a tri-band or a 3 radio wireless access point with one 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi radio and 2 5 gigahertz radios. So there's some fantastic speeds that are able to be achieved, but of course I've got more Wi-Fi radios, so arguably over a 2 radio access point, I've increased the number of concurrent clients I can have connected by 50%. So that's a very, very significant additional number of clients that I can have connecting to this. Of course, all of the advanced features that you would expect with any D-Link managed wireless access points, multi-user MIMO is on there. So that does allow, should I have a client that has a 802.11 AC Wave 2 or newer Wi-Fi chipset on board, I'm able to share that bandwidth, or I'm able to communicate simultaneously with other users. Of course, things like band steering and airtime fairness are available on this particular product as well. DWL 7620, please take a look at that, an RRP of $849. Certainly a go-to product for Aaron and David, our pre-sales engineers. Okay, lastly, our newest product in the range of managed wireless networking product is the Nucleus Cloud range of the Nucleus Cloud solution. And it's certainly more than just providing cloud managed Wi-Fi. And as you can see on this image, we have Ethernet switches in this range, and we're certainly very excited to be taking delivery of, expected late November, early December, a SD-WAN router, which comes into this range of product as well. Over and above that, we'll have some additional switches which will come into the range, which will be stackable, and of course with 10 gig fiber uplinks on those as well. I know Richard at Junction City is quite keen to get his hands on that and to add that product into the solution that he's offering out to his customers as well. So if you're an end customer, is Nucleus Cloud a product that I'm looking for? Well, yes, to a degree, that is correct. Certainly our target market for this range of customers is MSPs, or managed service providers. So IT resellers that are providing a full managed service, as the name suggests, to their customer, that they're providing not only break-fix services, but they're also providing help desk, effectively an outsourced IT provider for an organisation, which we know many accountants, real estate agents, lawyers, businesses of all sizes are certainly looking to MSPs to go and provide these sorts of services at a cost per user, at a cost per device. One of the challenges that goes along with that is that a lot of these services are billed monthly. And certainly before we launched this product, we went and spoke to a lot of our partners as to things that they didn't like about their current cloud networking service or cloud networking vendor that they were working with. And one of those things was the fact that they needed to buy upfront the support contract, or the support or access to the cloud platform in either 1, 3, 5, or 10 years upfront. So one thing that we've done at D-Link is gone about delivering this service monthly. So everything is billed per month, per device, and of course billed in arrears. If the device, whether it's a switch or wireless access point, is not used, there's no payment which is actually required for that. It should be noted that for any of our customers that are subscribed to the Nucleus Cloud at the moment, one way that the D-Link for Business team is helping our partners to be able to support your customers is that we have suspended or paused monthly billing at the minute, just as we see ourselves out of this COVID-19 environment at the moment. So one way that D-Link is here to help you and here to support you, to support your customer as well. So this is something that, again, out of the box, is a multi-tenant product. You fully manage your own customers. You can go and create and delete your customers' accounts as required. You can move product which you own in and out of those customer accounts. Of course, this is all supported and are supported by D-Link, and there's opportunities for training and certification that go along with that as well. Importantly, and again, some feedback received from lots of customers across Australia and New Zealand, that this service was something that is hosted locally. So we have got our own instance of the Nucleus Cloud, which is running in AWS in Australia. And of course, we have got local level 2 and level 3 support. So just, I guess, one of those ways that D-Link goes about delivering the support that people need and the support that our partners expect as well. So that's the Nucleus Cloud range of product. That's the platform. here are the devices which you can connect into that. At the minute, we're shipping 2 wireless access points, a AC 1750 Wave 1 and AC 1300 Wave 2 access point, DBA 15 and 1210Ps. And very, very soon, we'll be taking our first shipment of our first outdoor access point, the DBA 3620P. That is due to us in late September. So very much looking forward to welcoming that product into the family. I know that's something that a number of our partners have been asking for, and that is on a boat at the moment, and that is, we're due to have stock into our warehouse in Sydney in late September. Certainly also pleased to announce the first 802.11ax or Wi-Fi 6 access point into the D-Link for Business range of product, the DBA X2830P. That particular device is due in late October. Certainly by no means any omission that we haven't spoken about Wi-Fi 6 just yet. I'm not sure how many people have been selling Wi-Fi 6 access points or how much demand there has been, but certainly you will see a gradual introduction of Wi-Fi 6 products into the full D-Link for Business range of networking product. Just so happens that Nucleus Cloud will be the first of our managed wireless product families that will be getting the first Wi-Fi 6 access point. So what is Wi-Fi 6? What are the benefits of Wi-Fi 6? Certainly when any new piece of technology comes out, vendors are often the first people to get on the bandwagon and to start talking and spruiking these products. Of course, we like to go and sell new hardware. We like to go and refresh people's infrastructure to make sure they're running on the latest and greatest range of product. I guess the question is, indeed, what are the benefits that Wi-Fi 6 happens to bring? So there's a couple of things to talk through here. So one of those, again, is more concurrent devices. And the way that that's being delivered is through multi-user MIMO technology. So that was technology that was introduced into 802.11ac Wave 2. So that allows, of course, you need to have multiple compatible devices. So Wave 2 or AX chipset are devices which have those chipsets connected to the network to actually benefit from this technology. In Wave 2, we certainly saw very limited uptake from device manufacturers, so people with mobile phones, with laptops and tablets and so on. There was very limited uptake of those chipsets actually being delivered in those products. So Wave 2 with AC didn't quite deliver the performance increase which people were expecting. AX does seem to be a little bit different. The phone I held up just before, the Samsung Galaxy S10, was one of the first devices when that was launched 18 months ago to have an AX compatible chipset. And we're certainly starting to see more laptops. They generally be the higher end ones, more laptops and more mobile phones which are supporting AX or Wi-Fi 6. So multi-user MIMO allows multiple clients to be able to communicate concurrently, and this is certainly one of the things that has slowed down Wi-Fi, where it has been really one device talks is able to communicate or receive data at any given time. So the number of devices has been increased from 4 devices to 8 when using multi-user MIMO. So that's certainly a good increase there. One of the biggest changes has been supporting both upload and also download on multi-user MIMO. In AC Wave 2, it was download only. I still needed to get in the queue if I was making a request to the internet for something. If I was receiving my email or making a request to receive my email to go and search my browser, I still needed to get into the Wi-Fi queue for that. So adding in both upload and download, or having that available in multi-user MIMO in Wi-Fi 6 or 802.11ax is certainly a really, really big improvement. Lastly, the biggest improvement, and certainly this will benefit boffins like Aaron Bilton, pre-sales engineer down in Melbourne, is people that have got a lot of IoT devices which are being used. Certainly for any of those which are battery operated, one of the drawbacks on those devices running on Wi-Fi is that the fact that they're having to be always on and always communicating and always connected to the Wi-Fi network. Wi-Fi 6 or AX does limit that amount of communication. It is able to tell those devices that they can power down, that they can run on a lower amount of battery. So the battery life on these IoT type devices is really going to improve quite significantly. So they're the benefits of Wi-Fi 6. People will say, is it faster? Well, yes, theoretically, absolutely it is faster. There's 2 to 3 times the bandwidth available on Wi-Fi 6, and there are some additional frequencies which are available as well. The 6 gigahertz band, for one of those, it is something that is expected to become available quite broadly. Of course, providing that goes past the right regulatory authorities here in Australia and also in New Zealand as well. But really the total speed available is not really the game changer. It's the ability to have more concurrent devices connected. That's going to be the thing that changes. That's going to be the real big improvement. But again, the challenge is having lots of those devices connected to the network that you're on. And at the minute, the take up, I think, has been somewhat limited. Once we get to 50, 60, 70% of users actually having these capable devices is when the real benefits, the performance benefits, are going to be able to be seen by the user actually connected to the network. Okay, so that is Wi-Fi 6 or 802.11ax. I know all these naming conventions, it is a little bit confusing. I think the Wi-Fi Alliance has done a great thing by trying to simplify these sorts of things by giving it a much more user-friendly name of Wi-Fi 6. Still, the old, wireless networking professional in me hasn't wanted to die yet. So, 802.11ax is still a little bit interchangeable there in terms of the vernacular and terminology as well. Okay. Now we get through to the fun part of today's presentation, where we actually get to go and meet some people who are using D-Link networking, D-Link for Business networking products, and getting an idea of their experience with our solution as well. So it's been great. Pleasure to welcome Adam Andary from Raging Technology in South Australia this morning. Good morning, Adam, and welcome to today's webinar. Just need to unmute yourself, my friends.
All right, all good. Hello, and thank you for having me.
Welcome, Adam. Great to have you on board. So tell us a little bit about Raging Technology and a little bit about yourself as well.
So with Raging Technology, we support a lot of different customers, both in the commercial and also the residential world. Commercial can be anywhere from a small business, a little small cafe, right through to the bigger corporates that need a lot more needs and infrastructure support.
And how long have you been in operation for?
So at the moment, we're probably heading towards the 10-year mark and looking after many diverse areas and fields within technology.
Okay, excellent. So you've been selling D-Link for I think pretty much almost all of that 10 years. Is that about right?
Yeah, that's about right. We started working with the D-Link from day one. We've always, loved their products, having the support behind us to be able to support our customers has been a key driver to use all those products, with having Colin and sales to help you do that design as well with Aaron, and making sure you're getting that right solution to help manage those customers.
Great. So talking about the right solution for your customers, how do you go about doing that? I mean, we've just got 4 different solutions that we've spoken about now: a standalone access points, Nucleus Connect, Nucleus Cloud, the controller. how do you pick and choose which is the right product for your customer?
Yeah, we sit down with the customer, work out what infrastructure they have, what their needs are, and you know, if they need us to support their technology, we would then manage it on their behalf, and by utilising the Nucleus cloud solution, which means that we can remotely access it, have reports if there's any issues with the system, able to reboot it, all the different ports, and have full control of their system, and then leave their business and their skill set to theirs. We look after all their technology. It's so much easier. With the smaller ones, we can always use the Nucleus Connect for 1 or 2 access points. But if we need anything more than 2 access points, then we look at either, you know, a controller or the cloud solution.
Okay. So with Nucleus Cloud, how do you go about billing your customers for that? I guess it's great that D-Link bill you monthly for it, although you haven't been getting any bills from us for the last 4 or 5 months. So
thanks.
I'm sure that's proving handy. That's proving handy for you. But how do you go about billing your customers for Nucleus Cloud and I guess other services you're providing?
Yeah, so what we do as part of the design process is we sit down and do the costs with them and work out their needs. But what we've started to do is say, let's look at the initial cost and let's bill 12 months of that management fee in the initial budget. So then they can feel and understand the support that we're going to be giving them over the next 12 months and then review it then.
Okay. All right. Terrific. So you mentioned Colin and Aaron there. Like how often would you talk to either of those gentlemen? How accessible are they?
Probably weekly. I suppose with Aaron and Colin this week, we probably spent on the phone every day, just trying to tweak different things and making sure that all the new projects that we've got the right solution for them. We want to make sure that we use the correct product in the correct environment, and with all the new products coming, we just want to work together to get that solution right.
So you're calling from a pretty interesting location in Adelaide today. I think I saw it about 12 months ago.
Yep.
It's very different now from what I can see to what it looked like 12 months ago. Where is it that you're speaking to us today from?
Yeah, so we're in one of our customers at the moment. They've chosen to do a office fit out in the city of Adelaide, and with this type of environment, we've got multiple tenancies, and they want to be able to just let the tenants come in. So we've used all the Nucleus cloud solution here, so I can just manage it, make sure that they've got each tenant's got access to the internet. It's all secure and it's fully managed. If the system goes down, I get instant notifications, which we've set up through the Nucleus cloud portal.
Okay.
That we can get emails, you know, straight away. Any issues, no worries, get onto it and fix it, and their customers aren't inconvenienced. So
just before we finish up this conversation, you've got a pretty interesting way of providing internet to yourself in your car or in your vehicle. Tell us a bit about what you've set up there.
Yeah, so many years ago, I was getting frustrated with tethering my mobile phone every time I wanted to use my laptop. If we went into a customer's premises and the internet wasn't working or wasn't ready, I designed a solution in my vehicle to have the D-Link 4G router with a SIM card in there running all the time with an outdoor access point mounted on the roof of the vehicle, which gives us roaming access of internet anywhere we need it. My devices, my laptops, phones, and also the custom equipment can connect to it anywhere we need it.
Okay. I think your kids quite enjoy it as well whenever they're in Dad's car as well.
Yes, they love that. They always choose to take my car versus Mum's car.
Okay, right. Well, if only all parents were so kind to their children, Adam.
Yeah.
All right, great. Thanks for sharing some of your experience with us this morning, and thanks for your support as well.
All right, thank you.
May continue for another 10 years.
No worries.
Terrific. Thanks, Adam.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, So I'd now like to ask Richard from a managing director at Junction City to come and share with us now a little bit about some of his experience with D-Link. So before we get started, Richard, tell us a little bit about Junction City and yourself.
G'day, guys. Yeah, Junction City's been around for about 26 years, I think. Started out doing electronic repairs for the entertainment industry a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's all IT stuff.
How long have you been working with D-Link for?
I would say it's been about 7 or 8 years. I had some bad experiences a long time ago. Didn't like D-Link much, and then we bought a business, and he loved D-Link switching and routers and equipment, and he converted me. I realised the stuff was really good.
Good. Well, that's great. I'm pleased to hear it. You know, it's good on you for having an open mind to it. Now, you mentioned so your business started looking after customers in hospitality and entertainment. These sorts of industries have been pretty hit hard by COVID, and you're based in Melbourne. How's lockdown been for you?
Lockdown's not that much fun. I'd prefer not to do it again. We were hoping it was going to end this weekend, but doesn't look like it at this point. Like hospitality and entertainment, those customers are all shut.
Yeah.
They have a few staff working from home. It's been a challenging time with endless rule changes and difficulties. We were pretty concerned that a lot of people wouldn't pay their bills, but people still need IT.
Okay.
It's going okay. We just need to be released so that things can come back to normal.
Yeah, we're all certainly looking forward to that, and hoping that happens as quickly as possible for our friends down in Melbourne and in Victoria, but yes, certainly Melbourne in particular. So during these I guess difficult business environment, how's D-Link, like what's your partnership with D-Link meant for you? How's D-Link helped you?
I had a problem at a site with some VoIP equipment, and we couldn't work it out, and Aaron helped me work through it because I thought it may have been D-Link's products that was causing the problems, and it wasn't any of our equipment, but Aaron still helped us work through it.
Yeah. He's good at doing that. He's provides support for our product, and is pretty experienced engineer, is able to ends up providing a support for other vendors' products as well from time to time.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's not a lot of call for new Wi-Fi at the moment, certainly in hospitality, because there's no people that are going into these places. What D-Link product have you been selling to people in the last 4 or 5 months?
We've been selling the DWM 312, which is the 4G industrial sort of modem.
Oh, yep, 4G router, yep.
Yeah, we often run that up in bridge mode and use it for backup.
Okay.
Internet, and they've been great. We've also used them for directors who wanted access wherever they were, not connected to any network that their kids couldn't get onto, and they've been a real hit. It's a good, reliable, solid product.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, we get a lot of really positive feedback on the DWM 312. So, I mean, you've got a whole bunch of D-Link equipment out there at the moment with your customers. How's that performed during lockdown?
It's been great. I don't think we've had to reboot any of the gear. And it's, with lockdown, it's pretty hard to get onto sites and to go there if you have to, but the stuff has performed excellently.
Okay, all right. Pleased to hear it. So just to give everyone an an idea as to, I guess, what your perspective is on business at the moment, right in the heart of, I guess, lockdown in Australia at the moment? What's your outlook for the next 3 or 4 months? Are there any green shoots sprouting from a business point of view?
We've got a few customers in New Zealand. They're sort of moving again. So
they're out of the woods, I think.
Yeah, I think they're doing great. The rest of Australia's doing great. And we're just, sorry guys, we're holding you all back apparently.
Well, look, I didn't want to mention it, but yeah, now you bring it up.
We've got a premier that's unwanted premier that's available if you need one.
Okay.
Free shipping is available.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. I like the sound of that. Maybe he could head up to Queensland. I don't know. Not sure that he might change things there at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, we value your partnership. Thanks for your support. We're certainly here to keep on supporting you as well. And yeah, we're absolutely by your side. Thanks, Richard.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, and last but not least is Mark Pearce, our CEO at Centrefit. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you, Phil. Excellent, and thank you for having me today.
Right, we'd love to see your smiling face if we could, Mark. If you could ask you just to pop your to turn your camera on.
Yeah, I thought I had it on.
I'm sure it'll come up in just a
Yeah,
second.
it's not coming up. I was wondering why, but now I don't know why.
Okay, I've just sent you a little request to there we go.
There we go.
Fantastic. All right,
Okay.
great to have you with us this morning. Okay,
Great.
so
Thank you for having us.
yeah, look, tell us a bit about Centrefit and yourself.
Yeah, no problem. I've been in the gym industry for over 20 years now, and it started with servicing and maintenance of a very large Italian manufacturer into Australia, and our primary offering was to do installations, maintenance, and servicing on gym equipment. But it became very apparent about 3 years ago that there was a genuine need for a company to understand the gym technology, but also to understand the IT side of things as well. So we started branching out into the IT sector, and now we're starting to take on some very large clients.
So how long have you been working with D-Link for? You've got Adam at 10 years. You've got Richard at I don't know, 20 plus years or something like that. You're a bit of a newbie in comparison to those chaps, I think.
Correct. Yeah, we've been dealing with D-Link for about 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And it was a very, very organic transition for us. However, we needed a company that could offer genuine support, because us being a servicing company, we pride ourselves on giving customers a great level of support, but we needed that level of support from a manufacturer who was selling us IT, and we found that in D-Link.
Great. So what sort of support have we offered? How's D-Link been able to help you out?
In 2018, we had one of our largest customers come to us with they wanted us to task a solution for them to be able to roll out some technology, and we offered to use the DAP 2610 as a small access point to partner up with this solution that we rolled out. And we went to D-Link. I met with Bernie. We spoke to David about a possible solution that we could roll out, and they were pre-programmed. And when they went to site, they were a plug and play process for our end user, because we didn't know their level of capability in the IT world. So we had to make the solution very simple. So part of that rollout was that we programmed the DAP 2610s, we sent them out to site, and the other technology that went along with it just simply looked for the access point, it found it, and they came online instantly. So we wouldn't have been able to do that without the support from both Bernie and David to make this a possibility.
Terrific. Now, I think you've got a fairly large project that you've just won. I think just even in the last couple of weeks. Tell us a little bit about that, and I guess what D-Link products you're using with that customer.
We offered some IT support to a large chain in Brisbane, and they were opening up a brand new facility, a wellness centre, and part of that wellness centre is to obviously have IT solutions throughout the whole facility, and that could be from anywhere from access points through to switches and the like. So we decided to get D-Link involved. David and Bernie came to site with me. We did a site survey. We walked around and we pictured the perfect solution for the client. And now we have our own nucleus server on our side.
Great.
We've introduced that to our business, and that whole facility is going to be driven on the back end of Nucleus Connect. So then we can change things, we can change firmware, we can upload, and we can, more importantly, going back to that support that I mentioned before, we can then find out if there's any issues on that site before the client even knows it, and have something up and running before it becomes a real issue. So that is a genuine lifesaver for us, and it certainly gives us the ability to be able to offer our customers a whole new level of support.
Now, I think you've done, and I think a number of your team have completed a number of our training and certification courses. I think both the classroom and also some of the virtual ones as well. What's your experience been like with that?
When we had the ability to do face-to-face training, me and my team, including some of our admin staff for support reasons, have done a lot of the D-Link training, from switching, cameras, networking, routers, all the way through to Nucleus Connect technology. And we've always found it to be very, very good. David's always been an absolutely excellent presenter, and Bernie's always been there as well from a sales perspective. And the online courses and the online certification is a very, very simplistic process. And we've enjoyed the journey thus far, and we're looking forward to doing more face-to-face training.
Great, it's great feedback. Thanks so much for sharing with us. It sounds like your journey with D-Link has really only just begun, and I'm sure we'll have a really long partnership for many years to come as well.
Right. Thank you very much, Phil.
Terrific. Thanks, Mark. Okay. So I mentioned during the so thanks very much to all of our partners for sharing some of their story with us just now. So I did mention we would have a NFR offer which would be available to people that have attended today's webinar. So there's some great deals that are on here in terms of access points, controllers, and also the Nucleus Connect hub as well. In an email that everybody that has registered for the live webinar, you'll get a link to a survey in the follow-up email. Once you've completed the survey, we will send you a coupon code where you can go and get these products at a massive 50% off RRP. So that offer will expire on the 24th of September. So it'd be great to see you guys out there with some of this gear in your hot little hands, going and getting familiar with these products as well. So if you're not yet a partner with D-Link, we would certainly encourage you to sign up and to join in with our partner program. There's no cost to joining our program. In fact, there's any benefits there for you to actually join into the program as well. So some pretty good upfront discounts that are available if you are indeed an IT reseller, a managed service provider, and you do qualify for the program. Upfront discounts, there's rewards for meeting a minimum quarterly revenue targets. You do get access to priority technical support. There's some additional demo purchase programs and some other offers we do have from time to time as well. Across New Zealand and Australia, you can purchase our product out of Ingram Micro and Cinex. Just in Australia only, we do have additional distribution partnerships with Multimedia Technology, Pacific Datacom, EdSys, Hills, and Blue Chip Infotech. So I'm sure that if indeed you are an IT reseller, you've got trading terms with at least one of those distributors, if not multiple. All of them have got pretty good stock on hand available. And of course, you can nominate them once you sign up as a partner as to which distributors you would like to work with. So please go and do that, dlink.com.au/rewards or dlink.co.nz/rewards. You can find out details of the partner program there and complete the very simple application process. And one of our account managers will be in touch with you. Speaking of account managers, here's a quick summary of the D-Link for Business team across Australia and New Zealand. If you don't have these contact details, now would be the time to take out your mobile phone and take a snapshot, or use the old snipping tool, or whatever your method of choice is for taking a screenshot, to go and grab those details. This is the most critical, well, perhaps the most critical piece of information, certainly as you've heard from Adam, from Richard, and from Mark, that having access to our local channel manager and pre-sales engineers has certainly been very much a key part of their business succeeding, and them being able to design the right solution, choose the right solution, and support that solution for their customer. In Queensland, starting from the top, we've got Bernie Reisenberger, based out of Brisbane, looking after the Northern Territory as well. In Sydney, also looking after the ACT is Michael Crocombe. Down in Victoria, based in Melbourne, in lockdown, is Colin Chamberlain. A good afternoon to you, Colin. Colin also has got a very large territory looking after Tasmania, South Australia, and Western Australia. Of course, he can't go anywhere at the moment. Apologies to everybody in those regions that's been missing out on seeing Colin. Of course, supporting our 3 channel managers in Australia are our pre-sales engineers. Supporting Bernie and Michael is David Urbano, and supporting Colin is Aaron Bilton. In New Zealand, at the beginning of the year, we've had Paul Batchelor join our team as the regional sales manager there, and assisting Paul with pre-sales inquiries is David and Aaron, who are both available to assist there. You've also got these numbers here of our partner priority support available both in Australia and New Zealand. That does come into our support team in the office in Sydney. My name's Phil, National Sales Manager for Business Solutions. I'm based out of Sydney as well. So I've seen a few questions that have been coming through. If you do have any other questions, please pop that into the Q&A box inside of Zoom. We will answer some of those questions now. I'll just leave this screen on here. You may have a question for one of the D-Link partners, for Adam, for Richard, or for Mark, or perhaps a question here, a technical team, our technical team here. Okay, so quick question here. First one here is from Anthony, also from South Australia. A good morning still in South Australia. Good morning to you, Anthony. Your power are flying pretty well, mate. I wish them luck in the finals. Anthony asked a question. Ilya, if you could answer this one for us, please. Is Nucleus Connect software available as a pre-configured Linux image to run as a virtual machine, a VM?
No, unfortunately. So what we have for download is just a standard table file, which you can download from a Nucleus Connect website. But it's a good question. I can actually ask our developers if it's possible to get hold of a VM. If Anthony, if you could shoot an email to support@dlink.com.au with that question, and we will try to get that file for you available for download.
Great. Thanks, Ilya. Anthony, excellent question as well. If you could send us your contact details, that would be great. Okay, question here from Lachlan. Is the pass-through RJ45 port on the DAP 2620, is it PoE pass-through? Ilya.
All right. So in specifically on 2620, no, it is not. So it has two pass-through ports, which is Ethernet without PoE and RG11, which is a phone port. So you can connect both of them at the back of the unit, and then you will have these connections available at the front. But the good news is that we do have a new product coming in very soon. 2622 is the model, which will have PoE pass-through as well. So it will have Ethernet port with PoE at the front of the unit.
Ilya, that sounds like a great product. Lachlan, well done. You've gone and got a pre-release sneak peek out of Ilya. I can assure you that's very, very hard to do. So well done, Ilya. Thanks for sharing. Any idea, Ilya, as to when we can expect that item, the DAP 2622?
Well, before the end of this year, so it will be not too far away.
And I'm assuming that that will be compatible with Nucleus Connect. I think that would be a bit of a given, wouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely, yes. Nucleus Connect, you can use that to manage these devices.
Okay. Great. All right, a couple of questions here from Chris. Good morning or good afternoon, Chris. Does the WAP, wireless access point orientation, matter at all, or are all D-Link access points essentially omnidirectional?
Doesn't matter. So all the antennas that we supply with our access points, they're all omnidirectional, and we do provide the patterns, the coverage patterns of RF signal in our data sheets, and if you look, you will see that they're all omnidirectional. So no matter how you mounted, horizontally wise or vertically wise, so it's all the signal goes in all directions. Okay,
great. Thanks, Ilya. Another question here from Chris. There's probably a lot of different answers to this question, Ilya. I'd certainly like to get your opinion on this particular one. Considering more radios are better for more clients, what's a good client to radio ratio? How many clients would a DWL 7620 AP be recommended for? Excellent question, Chris.
Yes, that's a good question. We do hear it quite often. Unfortunately, there's no straight answer, so it really depends on what type of clients they are and what kind of bandwidth you would expect.
And I guess the applications that are being used as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So are they streaming HD videos all the time, or is it just emails? So it all depends on what bandwidth is expected from the access point and from the clients. Being a tri-band access point, so it has two 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi radios, so that means that you can actually double the client. So if for a regular access point with only one 5 gigahertz radio, you would recommend around, say, 30 clients. So for these access points, you can go with 60, for example. But again, it all depends on environment and what kind of bandwidth is required.
Yeah, look, I'd be interested in I guess throwing open the question to Adam or to Richard or to Mark. Certainly, my experience would say that the magic number of clients per radio, whilst a radio could take up to 253 concurrent clients, certainly not advisable. Somewhere between 20 to 30. Certainly in a classroom environment, in a school, would certainly be an optimal number. In a business environment where people are running business applications like web browsing and email, and perhaps they're using some sort of software as a service like Salesforce.com or something like that, you might be able to get that to somewhere between 40 to 50 per radio. I guess probably somewhere from 20 to 40 is probably a reasonable number. Ilya, and look, I think the answer "it depends" I think is a very good and a very apt answer, and is not really a cop out. But somewhere from 20 to 40 would be my professional opinion on that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's the first time ever, Ilya. Is this conversation being recorded? Thankfully it is. Wonderful. That's great. Okay, Chris, excellent question. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Mark, Adam, Richard, have you guys got any feedback in terms of number of clients per radio you would be looking to put onto an access point in your experience?
Hey, Phil.
Hello.
In what we do, if it all depends on the amount of bandwidth that's required for the clients and what they're using. I mean, we've got some DAP 2610s and some larger ones in a cycle studio, for argument's sake, and there's 60 or more cycles running quite nicely on an access point. But their bandwidth and their usage is very minimal. It's really just an up and down to a server, so it's not really using much bandwidth. But we try and keep it to around about 20 or 30 if it's just a normal bandwidth usage, and obviously less if the bandwidth starts to increase.
Okay, good answer. Thanks, Mark. Okay. All right. Question here from Malcolm in New Zealand. Good afternoon. Kia ora, Malcolm. Is Nucleus Cloud available in New Zealand dollars? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely it is. Malcolm, I've got your details. I will send you over at the conclusion of this a copy of our Nucleus Cloud price list in New Zealand dollars. I will send that. I'll send that over to you, and we'll get you. Make sure you're in touch with Paul Batchelor as well. Okay, Malcolm's got a question here. We might take this one offline. It looks like it's asking a question about a home product, a DAP 1720. Ilya, I'm not super familiar with that particular product. It looks like it's a range extender or Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a range extender or repeater. Yeah, that's AC 1750. I mean, it is perfect to use for home. I wouldn't recommend using it for business applications, but at home, yeah, it's a great product. Easy to set up. Just press the button on your router, press the button on this unit, and it will repeat the signal of your router to say another room which is further away and where you can get a better reception with this repeater. Okay,
great. Thanks, Ilya. Question here from Adrian. Is there a Nucleus Cloud app in the works?
Yeah, we already have it available, the Nucleus Cloud app. The only limitation here is that the resolution of the screen. So as Phil, you probably already know that on some phones you can install it on any tablet, so it is fine for tablets because the screen's resolution mostly pretty high. For the phones, if the phone is resolution under certain res, I can't remember exactly what it should be, but with high resolution screen it works fine. So I have it installed on my phone, for example, which is Galaxy S10 Plus. But say with low res screens, the app will not be visible in the App Store. So that's probably the only limitation, because it displays a lot of information from access points and clients and graphs, etc. So to fit all that information in the app, it is made for high resolution screens.
Yeah. So I have the Samsung Galaxy S10e, E for Essential. And there is no Nucleus app available for my phone. So clearly, the Nucleus app is not essential for users like me. So that's slightly smaller. That's slightly smaller than a S10 Plus that Ilya's running. Adrian, I think just by your question there, I think that you and I have got the same problem. My phone was still expensive. I just like something a little bit smaller, not something enormous. Okay, question here from Lachlan again. Ilya, I don't know if we're able to talk about this product yet. Some newer point-to-point wireless access points.
Yeah, so yeah, unfortunately there's no ETA as yet. I do know that they're coming and relatively soon, but we don't have the exact date yet. So we'll probably we'll probably give you an update once it's close to release.
Okay, great. I'm sure we'll be doing another webinar at some point covering wireless and covering some new products that we'll look at updating that. But Lachlan, I think you're in touch with Aaron. I'd perhaps have a conversation with Aaron, or make sure that Aaron or Colin get in touch with you when indeed that does become available.
I should probably mention that our existing the DAP 3666 access point, it is capable of creating a stable link and with quite good bandwidth over kilometer distance. So it still can be used as a good point-to-point solution.
So the 3666 for up to 1 kilometer, yes?
Yeah. So we have multiple sites which are using this or the previous generation access point, 3662, which performed really well over long distances.
Yep. Okay. All right, and that is all the questions that we have had that have come through the Q&A box. Thanks so much, everybody, for those questions which have come through. I'd also like to very much thank Adam and Richard and Mark for sharing your experiences, talking about how and why you choose particular D-Link solutions. Adam, thank you for sharing that. We value your partnership. Richard, good luck in lockdown. We very much hope that you're going to be out of that very, very soon, and business is going to be back up and firing. And Mark, I'd look forward to when I can make my way up to Brisbane again to come and have a look at this gym, this wellness centre that you've got rolling out later this month or early next month as well. That sounds like it's going to be a really terrific site and a great project that we're working on with you up there. Ilya, as always, great to have you with us as well. It's a very good afternoon from me, Phil Tarbox. Thank you very much for your time and attention this morning. We wish you all the best of luck with D-Link for Business Wireless. Please reach out to us with any questions or with any opportunities that you need assistance with us on. It is a good day from me. Thank you so much.